this is amazing and exciting to see more than 150 people in the room from 15 plus countries. Wow, that's amazing. And I think this is something to be proud of. I'm sharing my screen right now. Do you see
Yes.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay, so let's get started. And probably before I start, I should mention that I worked with DEVELOR for 15 years already. I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of predictions, a lot of promises and forecasts. So I probably will share some of the observations, the feelings, and the information I have from the fields, let's say, talking to HR leaders all over Europe. And well, let's figure out what can I do for you, because I don't have a goal to tell you something more about the trends. Probably you already like seen them all, and read all the reports and all the smart words. My goal today is probably to tease you a little bit, to tackle your thinking, and maybe to give you a small seed to continue the reflections and research and learnings you do yourself as an L&D and HR specialist. So let's get started, right? I think that the desire, the passion, the wish to know the future was with us like for years, like just when we started being humans, probably like thousands of years. And we were looking wishfully in the skies and thinking like what the stars will promise us, what the stars will show us, what's going to happen next to us. We were addressing ourselves to a lot of different practices, starting from crystal balls and tarot cards and coffee predictions, right? There's like many tools for that. And also, well, we got some new things, which is trend watching, science, and probably also imagination, which also gives us an idea where the world will move, how these things will evolve, and how to decrease our anxiety about the unknown future, right? So I found a very interesting, let's say, fact or story. It happened in 1889 in Paris, when they had this huge exposition universelle, and the idea was to imagine how the future will look like. And the organizers of the event addressed several painters to create postcards about how the world would look like in 2000. So you can imagine that was like a huge gap from 1889 to 2000. So let's have a look, just a brief look on what those pictures were. And please send me some reactions, whether you like it, whether it is specific, I mean, accurate prediction, or maybe it's just like total nonsense. So please go ahead and react with your smileys and chat box messages. So people in 1889 believed that we will have houses moving on railroads, not only houses, but actually full blocks, which will be pretty cool if you want to change the area you live, together with the boulangerie you have, and your favorite hair salon, so you can move whenever you want with the whole neighborhood of yours. That was pretty funny. Now, the next one is pretty cool. So people thought that we will domesticate whales, and we will have amazing ocean travel with those beautiful animals. And you can see that we even have like flight attendants, or how to call that, swimming attendants, helping the whales to proceed. Now, that one I called the McFly. So it's like a Mac drive, right? But it's flying in and getting your wonderful glass of wine, not even going on Earth from that. But this one looks pretty accurately describing what we are guys doing right now, right? So this is how people imagined the future of communication in 1889, that you can you can see a picture of a person and even hear the person, even talk to the person remotely. Oh my God, can you imagine that? Next one is probably, I still want to have one of those, right? We do have already like this vacuum cleaners, right? Which could be like robots cleaning the house, but that one is even, one step ahead. That could be nice. I like the name of this picture. It says a very busy farmer. So you can see he's so busy pushing the buttons, right? And again, isn't that true? Like, isn't that accurate? Because now, as far as I know, if the agriculture is like so technological and so innovative, and farmers are, so involved in technology and so on, that I think this picture is pretty accurate in their forecasts. Now, this one is also nice. This is the theater, reimagined theater, right? So people will observe performances, right, on their houses. The only thing maybe they were not accurate about is that we'll have loudspeakers, so we don't have to use those wonderful things for the ears. And the last one, and my favorite one, is how people imagine the schools will look like in 2000. So I think this is really relevant for us as well. And I think we really dream that this will become true one day, that you can actually upload the books in the special machine and the knowledge goes straight to the head of the learners, right? Isn't that what we all dream about in L&D and in HR? I think that's really accurate thingy. So you can see that those pictures, I mean, of course, I wanted to warm up you a little bit, right? But still, I think there's like a lot of interesting things to think about. From one hand, some of them were funny and deadly, like ridiculous. Some of them were pretty accurate. Some of them were had some mistakes, let's say, but they were in the right directions. So whenever we talk about predictions, whenever we talk about, imagining the future, we cannot, have it all 100% sure, right? And even 10 years from now, we still had some imagination about how the present will look like and how we will learn these days. And some of them, again, just like these pictures, came true. Some of them did not. So let's figure out what were like the biggest predictions we had. Before doing that, I believe that whenever we're talking about some complex terms, some complex definitions like innovative learning, right? This is very complex. And I think we need to align what do we understand when we say innovative learning. For this reason, I went to one of the smartest beings on earth and I asked, like, so what is innovative learning? So I would like to share what kind of conversation we had. So I addressed myself to one of the newest hypes these days, right? Maybe something that will change the life dramatically, or maybe not. We don't know. So anyways, I was asking ChatGPT, like, can you tell me in one sentence what innovative learning is? And ChatGPT said that it's about using new and creative approaches. So both so creative as well, right? Non-conventional, let's say, to education that aim to improve, and let's focus on that, learning experience and outcomes for students. So the main goal of innovative learning is to make the better impact, basically. I was asking also, like, what are the biggest trends in innovative learning? And you can see a bunch of words, which I probably think you heard a lot, like personalized learning, which is probably dream number one for everybody these days. Online and blended learning, that's clear. We do that every day. Project-based learning, gamification, use of artificial intelligence, and even machine learning, competency-based education. I will also share some other trends which I researched, right? But I totally believe that ChatGPT is pretty much correct. So, and the last question, which I think is essential, what is the number one problem in corporate learning today, Mr. ChatGPT? And this is what it said. One of the biggest problems today is the lack of employee engagement and motivation to participate in those training programs. And here I see a slight discrepancy, because it means that we do try to innovate in learning to get better education, a better impact and engagement. But at the same time, the problem with engagement is still here. What's wrong? How come? We've done so much. We've been here for such a long time and we still have the same problem. So the trends in L&D from the past and the present are here, and I think you all heard about them and know about them. There's a lot of very scary letters like AI and UGC, it's like user-generated content, or LXP, which stands for learning experience platforms, XR, which is extended reality, and all of the things you've also, you know much about that. And it's overwhelming, and there's so many things. So, but we kind of believe the prediction that if we use those innovative tools, they will guarantee us engagement of participants and better impact with less effort for us, right? So this is the prediction we had 10 years ago. This is the prediction we had with the beginning of COVID, and now with the appearance of AI and being affordable for everybody, right? And so on and so forth. It happens every time. We do have expectations. We do believe that it will dramatically change what happens. But again, as with these pictures, it doesn't happen exactly how we expect that, right? So let's have a look at those predictions we had roughly 5-10 years ago regarding this, how the world will move, and compare the expectations with the reality. So prediction number one, we were told that content will be the king. That whenever you provide great content with tailored, custom made, very practical, very up to date, and all that, this will dramatically increase the engagement and impact of the learning. What is the reality? Is this true? Can you send me some reactions in the chat boxes, please? Is this true? Is content the king? Is this like, if we provide great content to our participants, to our colleagues, it will solve all our problems? Is that true? Not really. Exactly. Not really. The reality is that today we have unlimited amount of high quality, great content, almost on every topic, and it's for free. And I can give you dozens of examples, starting from MIT and Stanford, and a lot of online courses and a lot of resources and Wikipedias and all that. Information is there. Great learning content is there, but doesn't happen. The magic doesn't happen somehow. It's still not this wonderful life which we were predicted. Doesn't happen somehow. Okay, let's go next to prediction number two. So we were sad, and I remember this exactly because I mentioned that I'm here like 15 years in the business, and I've heard the forecast that the training business gonna die. Like every couple of years, we hear this from the market saying training business will disappear, training companies will disappear, look for a new job, and I was like, okay, well, I'm scared now. And we were sad that, since the development of this self-paced e-learning things is happening so fast, very soon we will not need any kind of trainings at all, right? Is this true? Again, question to you, fast reactions. Yes, this is true. No, this is not true. Yes, bless God, we're still alive. Exactly. So actually, the reality shows, and I am referring here to at least 5 researches I read on that one, starting from Coursera and Prometheus and some other corporate researches as well. 5 to 15% of people finish the e-learning courses they started voluntarily, and they paid themselves. So you can imagine, I want to learn, I selected a course, I paid for it, and only 5 to 15% finished that. So you can imagine what is the rate when we talk about the mandatory learning, corporate, right? Slightly different motivation there. So probably the reality in corporate learning would be even worse. I sound very skeptical, right? But I'm just making a point here. You will get it soon. So prediction number 3, we were sad. We were told that as soon as we get great digital tools, as soon as we will have everything on the on the tips of our fingers with great user experience, with a variety of applications, this will help make our lives easier, right? And this will provide us the engagement and the impact we're looking for. The reality, I will just quote you the client I was talking yesterday, and she showed me a slide where they had 23, and I'm not exaggerating, 23 different tools and applications which they are providing to their people in order to them to learn, right? So in different formats, in coaching, in reading, in listening, everything. The percent of people are using that is like less than 10. So like the reality shows that actually not only because people are, I don't know, lazy or something, but actually half of EU population is lacking basic digital skills. And this is like data from European Commission Digital Economy and Society Index. So it's like official, right? So a lot of people, and again, a story of my life, every week we deliver online learnings on Zoom, MS Teams, and all of that platforms. We always have people who are calling our office and saying, I don't know how to log in. We have the third year of COVID, ladies and gentlemen. People don't still know sometimes how to use simple online tools. So having the tools will never guarantee us that people will use them, love them, and learn from them. So again, what to do about that? Prediction number 4 is that when we will have so many great opportunities and when we will have innovative tools which will be, affordable, it will become much easier for us to deliver training programs, to deliver learning programs. Again, the reality shows that actually our jobs became much more complex, because going back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, we were supposed to think about, okay, we need a training, a trainer, a content, maybe some coaching sessions, maybe some, I don't know, gamified solutions, that's it. Now, when we are designing a learning journey, a learning program, we're thinking like, oh, okay, asynchronous learning, okay, application here, offline training here, group work here. Okay, now we will send Telegram messages, WhatsApp messages. It became so complex. It's not easier. It did not become easier at all. And the thing is that all of these things are changing so fast that the ChatGPT is one of the just examples of how everything just disrupts every year or so. And I don't know how about you guys and girls presented here, right? But according to what I hear and feel from my clients and partners, we are feeling this FOMO, this fear of missing out, because there's so many novelties. We want to be, on the edge of all the trends. At the same time, we feel lost because there's too many things, right? And sometimes we're even in resistance because the next big thing is not that big after all. So how to navigate here, right? Go for every single innovation there, or just neglect that, or where's the balance? It's difficult, and it's not easier at all. And the final prediction, number 5, is that we were sad that, this whole problem with engaging people and getting better impact of learning is because we should provide, and now you can choose whatever word you like here, because this is all I heard like several dozens and hundreds of times. So if we provide better or more tools, if we provide better or more content, if we provide better or more formats, trainers, this will provide better engagement and people will learn much better. And what is the reality? Give me your answers right now. Is this true? Right? Actually, not at all. Not at all. Not really. Exactly, Anna. Thank you so much. Yes, they don't. Right? And this is so crazy. So again, I'm just here to tackle a little bit and look at the situation in a slightly new angle. So it's a paradox to me in the times when learning is becoming so critically important, not only for us as individuals, because the world is changing, our working area, ways of working, types of careers, everything is changing so fast. We need to learn, right? In the same time, the conventional learning doesn't do the job as well. People going out from the universities, they are not ready to work in real life. And sometimes what they learned is already outdated and all of that. So companies are becoming the drivers of human development right now. And still, it feels like it is more and more difficult to get the desired impact. And it's really drives me insane sometimes when I really think of that seriously. So probably one of the things which we should always keep in mind, that innovation for the sake of innovation doesn't work, right? It does not give you automatically better engagement. It does not give you automatically better impact. Unfortunately, I wish we had this magic wand, but it's not there. The only thing which I would like to stress here, and probably that will be the summary of my keynote today, is that we need something more fundamental. We should think and analyze and plan very thoroughly before we start anything. And there's 2 main ingredients which I believe are important. Maybe you would add some more from your experience. What I feel and what I see is the number 1 topic and number 1 problem is the learning mindset. is the way people, the people, the attitude to learning and how it is cultivated in the company, in the leadership, in the corporate culture, and all that. Crucial thing, neglected so many times, underestimated, underworked, right? Thing, because we all think that it is obvious for people that they need to learn. Not obvious, not obvious. And the second thing, I think we need also to be very conscious about how we do design the engagement of people through the whole way. It's not happening just because you have different applications or games or something in between of the training sessions. It has to be thoroughly designed. And it's a very complex and difficult thing, but definitely worth the effort. So I am not here to predict the future, and I cannot do that. I only want you to think about this with a different angle. But there's one thing which I can definitely predict, is that you will definitely enjoy the panel discussion, which is coming up next. Thank you so much, and please enjoy the rest of our webinar.